Russia for a cyber attack that targeted several government agencies, the allegation fueling even more tension at the border. Joe Khalil has the latest on this tense standoff that could draw the U.S. into a dangerous conflict, say some, in Eastern Europe. Joe?
It's certainly a possibility, Adrian. And look, right now you've got American diplomats overseas talking about how they no longer think this is a possibility, but they think that it is inevitable that there is going to be a Russian invasion into Ukraine. And they're preparing our European counterparts for what they see as that inevitability. And they've got good reason, frankly, to think so. Russia in the last couple of days has dramatically escalated the tension in this situation. Just consider that over the past couple of days or so, we have seen a serious cyber attack against a number of Ukrainian targets. We're not 100% sure that Russia was responsible, but certainly it had all of the hallmarks of a Russian attack. You also got threats from Russian officials that are close to Vladimir Putin that the Kremlin may consider moving nuclear weapons closer to the U.S. in places even like Cuba. And then you've also got the spokesperson of the Department of Defense on Friday talking about how the U.S. has intelligence that Russia could stage attacks on their own forces, possibly deadly attacks, and then blame Ukraine, sort of this false flag attack, which would create a pretext for an invasion. And National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan over the weekend talked about all of these possibilities, and he said no matter what happens, the White House is going to be prepared for all scenarios.
We're ready either way. If Russia wants to move forward with diplomacy, we are absolutely ready to do that in lockstep with our allies and partners. If Russia wants to go down the path of invasion and escalation, we're ready for that too, with a robust response that will cut at their strategic position.
And Adrian, we know what that response is going to be. The White House has been clear that they're talking about crippling sanctions on Russia if they were to invade that are meant to totally disrupt their economy. Now, interestingly, the White House also says they may not wait for a Russian invasion into Ukraine to levy some of those sanctions. In fact, just the cyber attacks alone, if we end up proving that they were done on the part of Russia, those alone may be enough for the U.S. to go forward with some of these sanctions. They have not taken that off the table, and the White House is certainly getting pressure from some in their own party, also from Republicans, to take that step.
All right. Thank you so much, Joe. Coming up, Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.